So let's go into the game. So this was the one I already set up the game plan for with the fixed goalkeeper. So let's say we're going to start the game. And there are a couple of changes inside the game screen itself. So I'm going to show you that as I go. So let's just start playing. And you've got the typical thing at the top, which was the time through the rotation. Now, one thing people have asked for, and again, this is useful, but I'd like to see actual game time. So what you can do here is if you tap on the bar at the top, what you're going to see now, this is actual game time, and this is time remaining in the entire game. And then the progress bar here reflects the progress through the entire game. And again, you just tap and it sort of toggles between rotation-based time and game time. Okay, so that's just one little thing. The other thing that you can do is there's interaction, and this has always existed between the game and the game plan. So if I wanted to make some substitutions at a dead ball, and it's not going to be at my particular rotation time, I can go into the game plan to do that. Okay, so I just want to make a couple of adjustments. I'm just going to bring in Ian, and I'm going to bring in Adam. Okay, so the first thing is, you see inside the game plan, it gives you that little visual feedback of who went off, okay, if you actually do that. Now, before you could actually apply that, you can apply that from here, but maybe, you're going to wait for the dead ball. So, again, in the game screen, currently Noah and Lauren are on the field, but what's going to happen if I apply those substitutions that I have sitting out there is that Ian and Adam are going to come on. Okay, so again, in the old system, to actually apply that, you would actually have to go back into the game plan and apply it. But now there's this new subs button, and you can do a couple of things here. I can actually just hide these away if they're just getting in my way, or I can bring them back. Okay. The other thing I can do is I can actually apply them from here. So it's a dead ball, I can apply them, and again you see who went off, okay, but now those players are on the screen, their game time is going up, etc. Okay, so that's just a neat little thing that I think improves the usability of the system. Let's see the stat thing in action. So I'm going to say, okay, Ava scored a goal. So now when I click on goal, instead of returning you immediately back, it's saying, okay, just confirm these link statistics. So Ava's also going to get a shot credited to her, she's going to get a shot on goal credited, and did anybody assist? Oh yeah, Ian just came on the field and he assisted in that particular goal. So we're done, that stat is recorded. And another thing that's now here is you see the game score at all times. Okay, so that used to just come on at halftime and cover up the screen. Now it's there all the time. If you want to see it more clearly, you can just tap on it. Okay, it pops up and you can put it away again. Okay, but that remains on the screen all the time. Okay, so now we're coming towards the end of the rotation, and again, one of the things that was a little bit difficult to do before in the system was see, okay, I'm coming to the end of the rotation, what's going to happen now? So now you get the visual indication of who's going to come onto the field, okay? And these guys are going to come on because I made that manual sub. Ian is actually just going to switch positions, okay? So he's going from here to here. Once we come to the end of the rotation, okay, it will switch me into my next rotation. It's going to show you where everybody's going to be, where they're going to wind up, and it's going to say who went off and who switched. Okay, so again, it just shows you where things are going to go. Once we start the next rotation, after a period of time, those things will disappear just to sort of clean things up. And then you go on with the rotation. Okay, so now we're actually coming up to halftime, and these indicators are showing us who's going to come on in the second half. And I just wanted to show you a little change that's happened in the display during halftime. What used to happen is you used to see the score, halftime score, and that would sort of dominate the screen here. everybody else would be on the bench. So during halftime, it was kind of difficult to see what was going to happen in that first rotation after halftime. And in lots of cases, when halftime was over, you actually had to sort of go to the next segment and pause immediately just so that you could see the lineup after halftime. So this shows you the new lineup. It shows you who went off in the various positions, and as we said before, we had a goalkeeper fixed for the first half, so now the goalkeeper is changing. But again, it's just easier to use so that when you move into halftime, you know exactly what's going to happen. Okay. One final thing I did want to show you is we did turn on tweeting, so you know what is actually happening in the background in terms of tweets that have occurred. So I'm just going to switch over to my Twitter app, and what we're seeing here, ignore these were done during testing before. Here we see the tweet for the game start. Okay, so it just says, you know, the teams, this is really your game description and the fact that the game started. Here we actually see the stat that I recorded. So basically it says, you know, in the 3rd minute it was a goal, that's the stat abbreviation by Ava and the first letter of the last name. The assist was by Ian, and the score wound up being this. Okay, and there is a tweet that we generated at halftime. This does not always go in complete real time, so oh, in fact there it is. So it was at the top of the list. So that was a minute ago as I went into halftime. So again, this is kind of a cool thing for parents to follow. I mean, if they're on the sideline, maybe it's not so useful, but if they're not actually at the game, they can actually see this happening in pretty much real time. Okay, so that's the end of the demo for today, and I would like to encourage you, if you have any issues, you know, make sure you go to the website soccerdadapp.com. There's a support page. Send me any issues you have or any ideas you have. A lot of the things in this version were came out of suggestions that I received through my support page. Okay, thank you very much.